Hello, I'm Raja, the Power BI guy, and in this tutorial for beginners, we're going to learn how to connect the data, perform transformations, and then build visualizations to get you going with Power BI. Now, this tutorial is a fast track to get you started with Power BI, so if you want the dataset, you can find that within my school community, and the link for that is in the description. But on that note, let's get you going with Power BI and dive straight in. So when you first open Power BI, you'll be presented this screen that allows you to start with a blank report or connect to a few different common data sources straight from this window. Now you should always start with a blank report, which will then take you to your report view, and this is where you start your Power BI journey. Now the report view is where you can find your canvas, build your visualizations, and do the majority of your work in Power BI. But the first thing you always want to do is connect to your data, which you can do by going to the ribbon, where you can find common sources such as Excel workbooks, SQL, OneLake, and then if you select Get Data, you can find connectors to common data sources that are often used. Now in this tutorial, I'll be working with an Excel workbook which contains a sales dataset and the sales for various stores for that business. So if you simply select Excel workbook, that will then open up your file system where you can select your Excel file, select open, which will then open up the navigator window where we can see the file that we've selected and then the sheets that exist within that file. So we can select them, and by doing so we now have a preview of the data, and if we select both of them, we now are saying we want to bring in both of these tables that exist within this spreadsheet. Now the next step people often think is simply loading that data in, but usually data in, let's say, a spreadsheet isn't necessarily prepared for a reporting dashboard. So what we want to do is select transform data, which will then take us to the Power Query window, which allows us to perform transformations to prepare our data for our reports. So if we select transform data, that then opens up the Power Query editor, which is where we have various options to perform transformations such as renaming our columns, replacing values, splitting them, merging tables. We have a range of options within Power Query, so let's quickly go through the window and understand how Power Query works. So on the left hand side we have the query pane, and this is where we can switch between our different tables and see everything we've loaded into Power BI. Now to the right of that, this is where we can see a preview of the data for the table that we've selected, and at the top we have our transformation toolbar that has various options and transformations we can apply to our data. So for example, if we select, let's say, our store name column and then select format, we could choose to lowercase all of the letters, and by doing so we've now applied our first transformation step. Now that step can be found within the applied steps panel, which is essentially a recording of every single transformation that we make, and the last step is how we're going to see our data once we load that into Power BI. So if we've done a bunch of transformations, all of those transformations up until the last step are what's going to be loaded into our data model. So if we want to remove or go back to a previous transformation, we can delete them by pressing the X icon, and by doing so, that's now reverted back our formatting to before we made that change. Now to change our column headers, we can simply go to the top of our columns, double click the column header name, and then that allows us to change our actual column names. And then to the left of that, we can see various icons which refer to the data type of the column. So for example, this is the order date column, and Power BI was naturally able to pick this up as a date type. But if it did it incorrectly, by simply selecting the icon, that gives you more options for data types. So always ensure that's correct. And then once you're happy with your transformations, to load that into Power BI, we can select the Home panel, and then this is where we can select Close and Apply, which will then load our data into the data model, where we can begin to start building visualizations. Now I'll pause the video right there for a moment just to remind you that I do have a school community that has a completely free 6-hour Power BI course with quizzes and assessments that go through this stuff in a lot more detail. Now this video I'm being very brief just to go through the high level concepts and get you going from A to B, but to learn Power BI you do need to spend a bit more time. So once you go through this video, do head over to the community. There's a bunch of people that are more than happy to help with any questions in your learning journey. But on that note, let's just dive straight back into the video. So now that our data has been loaded into our model, we can find the data panel has now got our tables that we've loaded into Power BI. And by selecting the chevrons, we can see all of the columns that exist within those tables. And to the left of that, this is where we can find the build panel with all of the native visualizations in Power BI. And to create them, we can simply select, let's say, a table visual, which will then place that visual into our canvas. So for our table, let's say we want to see our gross sales by our various customers. Well, we can simply go to our table view within the data panel, and then if we find, let's say, our customer name, we can drag that in to columns, and now all of our customers within our data are appearing in this table. And then let's say we bring in gross sales. All of our gross sales are also showing within this table. Now it's worth noting Power BI works like a massive pivot table, so it's always aggregating our data to the level of detail that exists within this table. So for example, if we remove our customer names, our sum of our gross sales is now showing a single value, whereas if we brought in, let's say, our sales channels, that's now split our sales against how many sales were in each sales channel. Now you may be wondering, how do we get this product data into this table? Well, on the left hand side, this is where we have the model view, and this is where we can see all of the tables in our data model. And because these two tables are related and they have a common identifier between them, so the product table has the product IDs and our sales also has the product ID for each cell, it's built a relationship between the two tables. So if we go back to our report view and then brought in, let's say, our product names, through that relationship it's able to connect the data and appear in one single table. So let's now move on to some other visualizations, as the rest of them all follow a very similar structure. So the first visual we're going to create is a clustered column chart, and we can see this chart type has x-axis, y-axis and legend. Now these three fields are pretty much common in all visualizations. So in our x-axis, if we drag in, let's say, our months, we can see months are now at the bottom, and if we then bring in our gross sales into the y-axis, we now have our gross sales over our various months. So the x-axis is always the bottom, and the y-axis always goes up vertically and tends to be the value in your visualization. And then legend is how we want to split our data. So for example, if we bring in sales channel, we can see we now have all of our months, and for each month we now have our 3 sales channels. So that's an example of one visualization. We then have cards, which are also great but slightly more unique, so let's quickly go through them, where these are simply going to present single high level metrics. So if we bring in, let's say, our gross sales into values, we now can see our total gross sales, and if we created another card, we could bring in our total cost, and now we can see we had 4.2 million in sales and 2.5 million in total costs. Now in our data, we don't actually have a net sales, which is the difference between our sales minus the cost, So to work this out, this is where we can introduce measures where we define our own calculations. So if we select new measure, we could create this calculation and call it net sales, and then do, for example, a sum of our gross sales minus the sum of our total cost, which will then insert a new measure with a calculation symbol into our report page, which we can then insert into, let's say, a card, where if we drag that in, we now have the difference between our gross sales and total cost with a new calculation that we've created. And finally, to see your raw data that exists within this tables, we can simply go to our table view, and this is where we can see the tables by selecting them, as often you need to see your raw data. And this is the view after it's gone through Power Query and how it's appearing in our report view. So that's a quick intro into Power BI. As I mentioned earlier, you can find a completely free 6-hour beginner to intermediate Power BI course within my school community, so do go to the description as we cover these concepts in a lot more detail, and you'll be able to produce your first dashboard to a high standard by the end of that course.